What is the meaning of life? It's a question as old as time, one that we often ask when we face setbacks or uncertainty. Why do we feel inferior at times, struggle with relationships, or get lost in self-doubt? Alfred Adler, a pioneering psychologist, had a revolutionary take on this question. His book, What Life Could Mean to You, dives deep into this topic. Unlike Sigmund Freud, who emphasizes on the impact of past traumas on our present self, Adler believed that life has no absolute meaning, only the meaning we choose to give it. And that meaning to life isn't something we find, it's something we create. In today's video, we'll break down key takeaways from the book. Let's dive in. Chapter 1, The Meaning of Life. Same city, same night. Two completely different experiences. One sees beauty, the glow of the lights, the energy, the possibilities. The other sees loneliness, dark alleys, weary faces, endless competition. Why? Because reality is not what happens to us. It's the meaning we give it. Alfred Adler believed that we don't experience pure reality. We experience our interpretation of it. And here's the catch. Every meaning is unfinished, imperfect, and shaped by our biases. There is no single, universal meaning of life. But some meanings work better than others. And Adler believed that meaning isn't something we find, it's something we create. The 3 problems of life. Every human challenge falls under 3 categories. Work, how we survive and contribute. Society, how we connect with others. Love, how we form deep relationships and ensure the future of humanity. Some approach these challenges with confidence and cooperation. Others see life as a battlefield, one they must win. Where do you stand? Is the meaning you've given to life one that isolates you, or one that connects you? Here's the biggest mistake we make: believing life is ours alone. Our goals, our struggles, our victories separate from everyone else. Adler warns, a private meaning of life is no meaning at all. Look at history. What remains of those who lived before us? Their contributions. The geniuses we celebrate today aren't remembered for their personal success. They're remembered for how they changed the world. Mistaken meanings shape how we see success, relationships, and even our own worth. But the good news, meaning can be rewritten. No experience determines our future. We do. The key? Cooperation, courage, contribution. The moment we stop asking, what can I get from life? And start asking, what can I give? Everything changes. So if you feel lost, remember, life's meaning isn't something you discover. It's something you build. Through every choice, every relationship, and every act of contribution. Chapter 2, Mind and Body. Does your body control your mind, or does your mind control your body? It's a question that's puzzled thinkers for centuries. But Alfred Adler had a different answer. They are not separate forces battling for control. They are partners, working toward a single goal. Every movement, every expression, every action is a reflection of the mind's purpose. Your thoughts influence your physical state, and your physical state influences your thoughts. The two are inseparable. So how do we strengthen both mind and body? It starts with posture. Stand tall. Make eye contact. The way you carry yourself sends signals to your brain, telling it whether you feel weak or powerful. Next, movement shapes mindset. Exercise isn't just about fitness. It rewires your brain, builds confidence, and reduces stress. A strong body reinforces a strong mind. And finally, embrace discomfort. Whether mentally or physically, growth only happens when you push past resistance. Your body follows where your mind dares to go. So, what direction is your mind setting for your body? Are you using movement to grow? Or are you trapped in habits that keep you stuck? Remember, your body is an extension of your mind's purpose. Train one, and you empower the other. Chapter 3. Feelings of inferiority and superiority. Have you ever felt like you don't measure up? Like no matter what you do, it's never enough? This is what Alfred Adler calls the inferiority complex. But here's the twist. Some people face it, while others hide from it. Feeling inferior isn't the problem. It's how we respond. Some use it as fuel to grow, while others mask their insecurity by pretending to be superior. An inferiority complex isn't just self-doubt. It's the belief that you can't overcome your struggles. Instead of improving, people escape through 1. Avoidance, procrastination, quitting, or escaping into fantasy. 2. Aggression, dominating others to feel powerful. 3. Attention-seeking, using victimhood to gain sympathy. What about those who act better than everyone else? The superiority complex is just the other side of the coin. People overcompensating for deep-seated self-doubt. They overcompensate with arrogance and control, dominate others to avoid feeling weak, or dismiss criticism to protect their fragile self-esteem. So how do we overcome the inferiority complex? 1. Face challenges directly. Growth only happens outside your comfort zone. 2. Focus on improvement, not perfection. The goal isn't to be better than others, but better than yesterday. 3. Contribute to others. True confidence comes from making an impact, not proving superiority. Inferiority isn't the enemy. It's part of being human. The real question is, will you let it push you forward or hold you back? Chapter 4. Early memories. Can you recall your earliest memory? A moment that has stayed with you for years? It might seem random, but Adler believed it's not. Our earliest memories are not random snapshots. They reflect the meaning we give to life. Even if two people grow up in the same house, they can remember completely different things. Why? Because they see the world through their own unique lens. Adler identified common themes in early memories. 1. Feeling overlooked leads to struggles with self-worth. 2. Struggle and triumph fuels resilience. 3. Fear and insecurity creates avoidance patterns. 4. Control and independence shapes leadership or distrust. These patterns don't just stay in the past. They repeat in our adult lives. But here's the key. Memories don't define us unless we let them. By revisiting and reinterpreting them, we can change how we see ourselves. Instead of proof of weakness, they can become lessons in growth. The past may shape us, but it doesn't trap us. The meaning we give to life is always in our hands. What's a childhood memory that shaped you? Let's discuss in the comments. Chapter 5. Dreams. Ever woken up from a dream wondering what it meant? Was it just random, or is your mind trying to tell you something? Many believe dreams are messages from the future, but Alfred Adler had a different perspective. He saw dreams as reflections of our emotions, ways our mind tries to handle life's problems, even if it's not always logical. For centuries, dreams have been thought to hold secrets, messages from gods, visions of destiny, or warnings of things to come. From ancient Egyptians seeking divine wisdom to Freud's psychoanalysis of the unconscious, dreams have captivated us. But Alfred Adler had a different take. He didn't believe dreams were prophetic. In fact, he thought they were misleading. Adler saw dreams not as mystical omens, but as a mirror reflecting our inner struggles. He argued that when we sleep, we're not given divine insight. Instead, we're escaping reality. Dreams, he believed, are just another way our minds try to cope with life's challenges, sometimes by fooling us. Think about it. Why do we dream of running away, falling, or failing to catch a train? Adler believed that these dreams reflect our anxieties. If you dream of falling, your mind may be more focused on fear of failure than on overcoming obstacles. If you dream of missing a train, maybe deep down, you're hoping to avoid a challenge instead of facing it head-on. Other common dream themes include being chased, which can mean avoiding a problem you don't want to face. Dreaming of flying can indicate a want to escape limitations or feel free. If you dream of losing teeth, perhaps deep down you have anxiety around your appearance, aging, or feelings of powerlessness. Dreaming of being unprepared can indicate a fear of failure, be it in school, work, or life in general. But here's the catch. Most of us don't even remember our dreams. And even if we do, we struggle to interpret them. If dreams were truly meant to guide us, wouldn't they speak in plain language rather than cryptic symbols and metaphors? Adler believed that dreams serve a different purpose. They're a way for our minds to stir up emotions, reinforcing the way we already see the world. This is why dreams often make no sense. They distort reality to justify the way we feel. If someone has a fixed way of seeing life, let's say as a constant struggle or as a quest for superiority, their dreams will reinforce that perspective. They won't reveal the truth. They'll just intensify the emotions that fit their worldview. In other words, dreaming is like a self-pep talk, or sometimes a self-deception. Just as an athlete hypes themselves up before a big game, our dreams build the emotions we need to face our waking lives. Whether that's confidence, avoidance, or anxiety, dreams set the stage for how we feel, not necessarily how we think. And this is why there's no universal dream dictionary. The same dream can mean completely different things depending on who is dreaming it. A dream of flying might symbolize ambition for one person, but escapism for another. So what's the takeaway? Adler wasn't saying dreams are useless. He believed they reveal our current struggles, not our fate. If we pay attention to the emotions they stir up, we might uncover what we're avoiding, what we're hoping for, or our deep-seated beliefs. At the end of the day, dreams aren't mystical prophecies or deep revelations. They're just reflections of our minds at work. And as Adler would say, the real solutions to life's problems? They don't come while we're asleep. They come when we wake up, face reality, and take action. Chapter 6 and 7, Family and School Influences. Before we ever enter a classroom, we've already learned some of the most important lessons in life. How to trust, how to belong, how to connect with others. And where do we learn them? At home. Alfred Adler believed that family is where we develop our first and often deepest beliefs about life. It's where we decide whether the world is a place of love and cooperation, or a battlefield where we must fight for attention and approval. From the moment we're born, we rely on our parents for everything. But their role isn't just to feed and clothe us, it's to teach us how to interact with the world. A child who is nurtured with warmth and encouragement grows into a confident adult. But a child who feels neglected or overshadowed may spend their life struggling for validation. And then there's birth order, a fascinating theory Adler developed about how our place in the family affects who we become. The firstborn starts life as the center of attention, until one day everything changes. A younger sibling arrives, and suddenly they're not the only one anymore. Some react by becoming overachievers, seeking approval through responsibility. Others feel dethroned and rebel, fighting for the recognition they once had. The middle child? Always caught between the eldest and the baby of the family. They might develop a competitive streak, constantly trying to stand out. Or they may become the family's peacemaker, learning to adapt to different situations. And the youngest? They often get the most attention, sometimes too much. Being the baby of the family means they're used to being taken care of, which can make them confident and charming, or overly dependent on others. Then there's the only child, never needing to compete with siblings, but also never learning to share attention. They may grow up feeling special, but also pressured to live up to high expectations. But family influence isn't just about love or birth order. Adler believed that children raised in conflict-ridden homes often develop a negative view of relationships. If they see their parents in constant disagreement, they might grow up fearing commitment or avoiding emotional closeness. But family is only the beginning. The next major influence? School. Adler saw school as an extension of the family. A child who grows up feeling loved and capable will likely thrive in school. But a child who feels inferior at home may struggle academically and socially. Just like in families, comparisons in school can be harmful. If a child is constantly told they're not as smart as their classmates, they may stop trying altogether. Instead of seeing school as a place of learning, they see it as a place where they can't measure up. But when teachers encourage effort rather than just results, students develop resilience. They learn that mistakes aren't failures, they're part of the process. Adler believed that the best teachers are those who foster cooperation, not competition. And then there's social life. School isn't just about academics. It's where we learn how to cooperate, socialize, and handle conflict. A child who struggles to connect with peers may carry feelings of loneliness into adulthood. So, what's the big takeaway? Adler believed that both family and school shape our confidence, our relationships, and our ability to succeed in life. If we grow up in environments that foster encouragement, cooperation, and mutual respect, we enter adulthood with a strong foundation. Family and school aren't just places where we grow up. They're places where we learn how to live. The lessons we absorb as children stay with us for a lifetime. And while we can't change the past, we can choose how we move forward. Chapter 8. Adolescence. Adolescence. A time of awkward moments, raging emotions, and identity struggles. Some call it a crisis, but Alfred Adler saw it as a revelation of who we've always been. The habits and beliefs formed in childhood now take center stage. The challenge here is the desire for independence. The main concern for most adolescents is proving they are no longer children. If they feel they must demonstrate their maturity, they may overcompensate by rebelling, rejecting authority, or adopting behaviors they associate with adulthood. Physical and hormonal changes add to the struggle. Cracking voices, awkward growth spurts. If mocked, teens may internalize shame, believing they're unattractive or incapable. Then comes the real fear. What happens next? Some shut down, some escape into fantasy. Others take dangerous shortcuts to feel in control. Crime spikes between ages 14 and 20. Not because teens are inherently bad, but because some see rebellion as a way to gain power. Others turn inward, developing psychosomatic illnesses or anxiety, unknowingly using suffering as a way to avoid life's demands. For many, the biggest battle isn't independence, it's feeling seen. Some chase academic success, others jump into relationships, mistaking attention for love. In hindsight, adolescence isn't a crisis. It's a test. If a child is raised with confidence and cooperation, adolescence is just another step forward. If not, it can feel like a battle for survival. The key to get through this stage is encouragement. Teens need someone to believe in them, someone to remind them they are capable of shaping their future. Chapter 9: Crime and its Prevention. What makes a criminal? Is it bad genes, a rough childhood, or something deeper? Something that could happen to anyone? Adler believed criminals aren't born evil. They're not a separate species from the rest of us. Instead, crime is the result of failed social interest, a lack of connection, purpose, and cooperation. Adler saw the same patterns in problem children, neurotics, and criminals. They all struggle with belonging. Without a sense of connection, some seek superiority the wrong way, through crime, deception, or control. Crime isn't just about breaking laws, it's about striving for superiority in an unhealthy way. Every criminal is trying to win at life, but instead of cooperation, they choose shortcuts: manipulation, theft, or violence. Are criminals just wired differently? Adler says no. Environment and upbringing matter, but they don't determine criminality. Even in the same family, one child may turn to crime while another follows the law. It all depends on how they interpret their struggles. Some believe crime is caused by poverty or hardship, but many who struggle financially never break the law. The real issue? Some people see cooperation as weakness, while crime offers an illusion of strength. Many criminals believe they are outsmarting the system. They don't see themselves as weak, but as heroes of their own story, outwitting the police, outmaneuvering society. But is that really strength or cowardice? Criminals avoid real challenges. They reject honest work, meaningful relationships, and true contribution. Punishment alone doesn't stop crime. Many criminals see prison as a challenge, a game of how not to get caught next time. What really prevents crime? Teaching cooperation. Generally, children who grow up with encouragement and purpose rarely turn to crime. Those who feel neglected, pampered, or isolated may look for shortcuts to power, whether through gangs, fraud, or violence. Instead to just punishing crime, we must change the way criminals think. Teach them cooperation. Show them they don't have to fight the world to find their place in it. Criminals aren't beyond redemption. They're not a different species. They just took the wrong path. And if we understand why, we can help them choose a better one. What do you think stops crime? Punishment or prevention? Let's talk in the comments. Chapter 10: Occupation. Finding meaning in work. What if work wasn't just about survival, but about purpose? Adler believed that occupation isn't just a job, it's how we contribute to society and find fulfillment. Adler saw life's three challenges: work, relationships, and love, as deeply connected. A fulfilling career isn't just about money, it's about contribution. Without this, people feel lost or disconnected. From the beginning of civilization, survival has depended on cooperation. No one can master every skill alone. Through division of labor, we create a world where everyone plays a role, supporting each other in unseen ways. But not everyone embraces work. Some avoid responsibility, expecting others to carry the load. Adler calls this the pampered child mindset, believing that life's problems should be solved for them rather than by them. Career choices don't start in adulthood. They begin in childhood. A child's earliest memories and interests reveal their natural inclinations. Paying attention to these clues can help guide them toward fulfilling careers. When teens say they don't know what they want to be, it's often not a lack of ambition. It's fear of failure. They dream big but hesitate to admit it, afraid they won't measure up. Some chase careers based on prestige or money, but true fulfillment comes from contributing to others. If success is only about personal gain, it can lead to unethical shortcuts, manipulation, greed, or even crime. Work isn't just about making a living. It's about balance. Some people use work as an escape, avoiding relationships or personal struggles by burying themselves in endless tasks. But true success includes all aspects of life: work, love, and social connection. Unemployment isn't just an economic issue, it's a failure of cooperation. Society thrives when skills are passed down, when people are trained, guided, and given purpose. Adler believed work isn't just about earning a paycheck. It's about playing our part in something greater, solving problems, creating value, and leaving the world better than we found it. Chapter 11, Man and Fellow Man. From the beginning of time, humans have formed communities, families, and friendships. Alfred Adler believed that our deepest need isn't survival, it's connection. The progress of humanity, from tribes to modern cities, has always relied on cooperation. When we work together, we thrive. When we isolate, we struggle. Adler saw that human failure begins with a lack of interest in others. The selfish child grows into the struggling adult, always asking, "What's in it for me?" Never, "How can I contribute?" Politics, religion, nationalism, every movement in history has been driven by the same goal: uniting people. But if a group focuses only on power instead of cooperation, it becomes destructive. People who lack connection struggle the most. Criminals, neurotics, even those suffering from mental illness, many feel cut off from others. Even something as simple as avoiding eye contact can reveal a deeper isolation. Adler believed that even severe mental illness, like paranoia or depression, stems from disconnection. The path to healing? Rebuilding human bonds, step by step, through patience and understanding. Some lash out at the world, believing society is against them. Others turn inward, blaming themselves. But both paths lead to resentment and isolation, not growth. The solution to loneliness isn't waiting for others to love us. It's learning to contribute. To ask, "How can I help?" rather than, "Who will help me?" Adler's final lesson? The measure of a life isn't what we take, it's what we give. True fulfillment comes when we embrace our role in humanity as a fellow worker, a true friend, and a loving partner. Chapter 12, Love and Marriage. In a small village in Germany, engaged couples are put to the test. Before they marry, they must saw through a tree trunk together. The lesson? Marriage isn't about winning, it's about working as one. Alfred Adler believed that love and marriage are not just about passion. They are a lifelong act of cooperation. More than fulfilling personal desires, they contribute to the greater good of society. Some people approach love asking, "What can I get from this?" rather than, "What can I give?" When love becomes about personal gain rather than mutual support, the relationship is doomed to fail. Our earliest lessons in love don't come from romance novels or movies. They come from childhood. The way a child sees their parents interact shapes how they will approach relationships as adults. Someone who was pampered as a child may struggle in marriage. They expect to be the center of attention, and when reality doesn't match their expectations, resentment builds. Many unhappy marriages stem from one partner trying to dominate the other. True love cannot exist where there is control. Equality is the foundation of a lasting relationship. Marriage is a partnership, not a dictatorship. Every major decision, whether about children, finances, or career, must be made together, with both partners having an equal say. Adler saw marriage as more than just a bond between two people. It is a contribution to humanity. Having and raising children is part of ensuring the future of mankind, but only if done with love and cooperation. Some avoid marriage altogether, seeing it as a loss of freedom. But true love isn't a cage. It's a mutual commitment to grow together, facing life's challenges as a team. Many who fail in marriage repeat the same mistakes in future relationships. Without understanding what went wrong, they remain trapped in a cycle of failed love. Adler believed that love is not just about feeling. It's about choosing. Choosing to commit. Choosing to support. Choosing to grow. A successful marriage isn't about avoiding problems. It's about facing them together. So, what can life mean to you? We've explored Adler's wisdom, dreams, relationships, work, love. But the greatest lesson? Your future isn't written. You create it. Every choice, every action, every moment of courage adds a stroke to the masterpiece of your life. No one else can paint it for you. Adler taught us that life is not about avoiding hardship. It's about facing it, learning from it, and using it to grow. Happiness isn't about power or perfection. It's about connection, cooperation, and making life better for others. The question isn't, what will life give me? It's, what will I give to life? Now it's your turn. Go create a life that matters. If this video inspired you, like and subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and keep rewriting your story.